Your deepest anxieties aren't random psychological quirks. They're echoes of a brain system so ancient, it literally saved your ancestors from prehistoric predators. This isn't about character flaws or personal weakness. It's about a neural inheritance, a genetic blueprint that hardwired some brains for hyper-vigilance, equipping them with an evolutionary advantage that now, in our modern world, often feels like a curse. This startling insight changes everything you thought you knew about your own internal alarms. Today, you will uncover the precise neuroscientific mechanism behind this pervasive phenomenon, the genetically modulated sensitivity of the amygdala, a tiny, almond-shaped region deep within your temporal lobe. You will understand how variations in your inherited code influence this area's reactivity, shaping your entire experience of stress, fear, and perceived threat. This is not about abstract concepts. This is about the undeniable biological reality that dictates how you navigate the complexities of daily life. The core of this ancient alarm system resides in your amygdala. Imagine it as your brain's dedicated threat detector, constantly scanning your environment for anything that could signal danger. For some individuals, this detector is exceptionally sensitive, almost perpetually on high alert. This heightened sensitivity isn't a malfunction, it's often the result of subtle genetic variations. For instance, specific polymorphisms within genes that regulate neurotransmitters, like the serotonin transporter gene 5-HTT-LPR, have been directly linked to increased amygdala activity. Hariri and colleagues, 2005, published groundbreaking research demonstrating that individuals carrying certain variants of this gene displayed a significantly stronger amygdala response when exposed to fearful facial expressions compared to those with other variants. Think of it like this: your brain isn't just reacting, it's operating with a finely tuned, ultra-responsive radar system inherited directly from a lineage that survived because its members were the best at detecting threats. What does that mean for you? It means a brain that's designed to flag even the most ambiguous signals as potential dangers. This ancestral advantage, however, can turn into a modern burden, transforming minor stressors into monumental threats. The subtle hum of an uncertain email or a sudden change in plans can trigger the same cascade of physiological responses that a saber-toothed tiger once did for your ancestors. This isn't merely a psychological tendency, it's a fundamental difference in how your neural hardware processes the world, setting the stage for chronic stress even in moments of perceived safety. The true power of this realization lies in understanding how this built-in alertness translates into your daily behavior and interactions. This genetic predisposition manifests in profoundly significant ways across your entire life, from the smallest daily decisions to the most impactful relationships. Consider two individuals encountering the same, mildly challenging situation: a critical but constructive email from a supervisor. One person might read it, process the feedback analytically, and respond calmly. For the other, with a genetically hyper-vigilant amygdala, that same email triggers an immediate, visceral fight-or-flight response. Their palms might sweat, their heart rate could quicken, and their mind might race with catastrophic scenarios, convinced they are on the brink of job loss or professional failure. This isn't an overreaction in their brain's estimation. It's a perfectly logical response to a perceived, albeit internally generated, threat. Think of the before and after. Before this knowledge, you might have judged yourself for feeling overwhelmed by seemingly small things, or wondered why others appeared so unfazed. You might have seen your automatic fear response to public speaking, even among friends, as a personal failing. Now you grasp that this isn't a flaw. It's an ancient warning system screaming danger at a speed that bypasses conscious thought, precisely because it was honed over millennia to keep you alive. This deeply ingrained reactivity impacts relationships. Someone with this genetic wiring might interpret a neutral comment from a partner as criticism, or a momentary silence as rejection, fueling conflict or withdrawal. This heightened sensitivity can lead to a cycle of misunderstanding, where genuinely innocuous situations are consistently misread as hostile. A study by Dr. Carey and colleagues, 2005, highlighted how variations in specific genes related to dopamine regulation, such as kamiri, can influence an individual's stress response and susceptibility to anxiety-related traits, further underscoring the genetic underpinnings of these behavioral patterns. It's not you being difficult, it's your ancestral brain operating at full alert in a world where real threats are far less common than perceived ones. This profound insight reframes not just your own reactions, but your understanding of every human interaction you witness. Understanding this deep wiring provides three powerful avenues for transforming your relationship with anxiety, rather than just enduring it. First, embrace radical self-compassion and reframing. Recognize that your brain is not broken. It is an incredibly sensitive instrument, finely tuned by generations of survival. When you feel that surge of panic or hypervigilance, instead of thinking, "What's wrong with me?" you can shift to, my ancient survival system is firing up. It thinks there's a threat, even if one isn't present. This simple reframe can significantly decrease the secondary stress of self-judgment, replacing it with a sense of understanding and even gratitude for a system that, historically, worked exactly as intended. The expected outcome is a profound reduction in internal conflict and shame, allowing you to observe your anxious responses with greater detachment. Secondly, you can proactively engage in strategic environmental engineering. Identify the specific triggers that consistently activate your hyper-vigilant system in your modern environment. Is it a consistent short-circuit trigger? Identify the basic ancestral. Such stress is one that for verbal therapies can ww. This startling or even short daily mindfulness meditations can lead to measurable structural changes in brain regions associated with emotional regulation and self-awareness, including a decrease in amygdala volume and an increase in cortical thickness in areas related to attention. By consistently engaging these practices for just 5 to 10 minutes each day, you are actively participating in the gradual rewiring of your brain, teaching your ancient alarm system to distinguish between a true threat and a modern inconvenience. The expected outcome is increased emotional resilience, a greater ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, and a more robust sense of inner peace. The profound shift comes when you realize your anxiety is not a personal failing, but a complex tapestry woven from your inherited biology and the demands of a world your genes were never designed for. You are not weak for feeling overwhelmed. You are merely experiencing the echo of a truly magnificent survival mechanism operating with intense efficiency. This understanding liberates you from self-blame, fostering an unshakable self-compassion. Furthermore, it completely reframes your perception of others. You begin to see their overreactions not as irrationality, but as the activation of their own ancient protective wiring. You gain a deep, empathetic lens through which to view human behavior, recognizing that underneath every sharp word or anxious retreat, there's often just a brain trying its best to keep its owner safe. You no longer merely judge, you comprehend the unseen forces at play. This exploration has revealed the stunning reality that your deepest reactions are often orchestrations of a brain built for survival, not necessarily modern serenity. Continue to unravel these hidden mechanisms that shape us all, understand the science that explains why we do what we do, and unlock the next profound insight into the human mind.